Welcome back to Comic Book Cafe, and today we're reviewing Green Lantern Volume 5, Issue 42. So let's set up what's going on in the Green Lantern world right now. So the whole Green Lantern Corps has completely disappeared. No one knows where they went. Hal Jordan's an outlaw. He has what they call the Green Lantern Gauntlet, which he seems to have problems controlling. The greatest Green Lantern of all time is considered an outlaw. He's wanted by both the law and criminals alike. And so that sets up our story. Now, right now he is transporting a guy called Trapper to face the law with the guy called Vertigo, which is actually the son of the guy in charge, was of the planet called what? Ketleth Prime. Now, obviously, Hal doesn't really want to go to many places because he's a wanted man, and people now know he's not a Green Lantern anymore. So they're going towards the planet, and there's banter between Trapper and Green Lantern. Clearly, a banter of words, stuff. And so they finally get to the planet, and it's completely turned to stone. They don't know why, but it's turned to stone. So obviously Vertigo is upset. Like, all those people there are dead. He doesn't know who's dead, who's alive. The whole planet's turned to stone. Obviously people are dead. There's no life signs at all on the planet. And as they bring this all in, Trapper's gang is there, obviously, to get him back. When Trapper makes comment to Green Lantern, "What are you going to do? There's no way you can beat them." He goes, "Yeah, I can." And so he goes out there to face them. He is a Green Lantern. He's got the gauntlet. So he goes out there, and they, tells him basically, basically give up. And they fire at him, and he stops it. He shoots a bunch of Green Lantern, like little asteroids-like things or meteors at him, damage him a little bit. And so they're firing to try to get him. They can't keep up. And then as this is all kind of going on, he starts to lose control of the gauntlet. Implied he lose control of it, and was building this huge, almost world size to basically destroy them. And he, is reeled in. I'm in control. Dial it back. And then it dials back, and it just, damages the ships, and the gang disappears. So Hal Jordan goes back in, and so now what do you do with Trapper? Because now the world he's supposed to be prosecuting is gone, and since Vertigo is the only one left, Vertigo now has become judge, jury, and executioner. That he gets to decide the fate of Trapper. Trapper, not the best name in the world for a comic book guy, but nevertheless his name is Trapper. And so, Vertigo obviously has rage. Like, he thinks his dad's dead, and everybody knows he's dead. So he kind of starts wailing on the guy. And Green Lantern eventually says, "Hey, you know what? I'm stopping because, you keep this up, you might regret what you're doing." And so the other part I kind of left out, which is very important because I skipped ahead, was that how the gang battle ends, because the gang was leaving, was all of a sudden all the Trapper's gang, after Hal Jordan's thinking they're going to leave, all of a sudden all the Trapper ships turn to stone. So basically Trapper's got no more gang, Vertigo's got no more family or planet or his people, and that's what we're left with, right? That's what we're left with their guys' situation, and Vertigo kind of took it out on Trapper, obviously. And so, Hal wants answers, like, okay, your planet's turned to stone, the course disappeared, I want to find answers. So that's what they're going to go do. And then next we see, in this unknown planet, unknown realm, not important anymore, completely turned to stone, this guy kind of like an all black, except he looks kind of like, almost like he's got melted, I almost want to say not metal, but stone, possibly, and, he's like trying to get the stone to rise. He goes, "No matter what I do, they won't rise." And so kind of teaches that maybe he's the one causing this. So there you go. Again, this is one of those books that wasn't like as serious or as tight as other books. What I mean there was banter between like Green Lantern and Trapper. There was, obviously jokes and stuff made, but by both of them, kind of in a sense, kind of trying to show at one point they are obviously kind of the opposite side of the law, kind of enemies, but at the same time kind of respect each other. You kind of see that at the same time. So, and so now all these three guys, Hal Jordan, Trapper, and Vertigo, well, Vertigo and Trapper have nowhere to go. And since this thing killed, obviously, Trapper's gang, and obviously Vertigo's people died, they're going to go with Green Lantern because they all want answers. And that's what we're left with. And obviously, Jordan's dealing with control of the gauntlet. So when he uses his power, he's got to worry about losing control of it. Not sure, because I haven't read every issue up to this point. I'm not sure whether it's him losing control or the gauntlet itself trying to gain control and make him lose control. But again, a lot of little different things going on. Again, very good book because it's more of a mystery. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why everything's turned to stone. What's the point of it? Was this guy the reason why it happened? One of those books I say when I talk about this at the end of every video, you could easily jump into this book and not know anything about Green Lanterns. This was an easy book to like, here's an entry-level book because it doesn't talk about the Corps, the history, Oa, anything like that. It's just Hal Jordan, these two guys, trying to figure out what happened. I say this a lot, but this was a really, again, good book for the story. Wasn't no big emotional thing in this book. Wasn't no big, just a simple, straightforward story. Almost like setting up or bridging up to the next books. I mean, this is just like, okay, here's what happens. Now we're going to get into the meat of it in future issues. Again, a good book wouldn't be the greatest book, but if you're a fan of Green Lantern, you're not going to be upset about it. And if you've never got into it and you're interested in Green Lantern, this is definitely, you could jump into this and not, again, start off with this mystery in the story and not be overwhelmed by, like, you don't need to know all the history to know, why this is happening. One of the great things about the New 52, there's not a lot of history in the New 52 because, again, it's still relatively, young. They don't really call it that, but still do in a way. They haven't made up their mind about that whole thing. But what do you think about Green Lantern, this issue 42? Did you like it, not like it? Anything about it you didn't like? Or anything excited about reading the next issue for? We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts like always. I've always loved the Green Lantern. I've always just like the Green and the Lantern Corps. That when I was a kid, I first read the Green Lantern and the Corps. That just was so cool. Like, oh wow, there's a whole Corps of them, and they're protecting the universe. And they have these little cool rings that do things, and they're vulnerable to like yellow and stuff. Anyway, love to hear your guys' thoughts like always. Thanks for listening to my review, and I'll make another video soon. Later.